Hi everyone! So we're out camping again, and actually in this video we just wanted to share with you our attempt to try to get a campsite during the holiday long weekend, the Canada Day long weekend. So we hope you enjoyed this video.
So we're back today at a place called Gold Pan Provincial Park, which is a small campsite right along the Thompson River, the very high Thompson River right now.
Yeah.
And we rolled in here last night at about 6:30, the day before the start of a long weekend. So we were lucky.
Yeah, Friday is July 1st, so we actually left on Thursday, and we left our storage lot for our RV around maybe
1:15.
Yeah, and wow, the traffic was unbelievable.
Twice as long to get here as it should. It was in part because of just volume of traffic, because everyone was heading out for the long weekend, which we kind of expected.
Yeah.
And then there's just a lot of construction on the way, and so things were slow on the road.
We were a little bit nervous because we didn't know if there would be any sites. There's about 14 sites here. When we arrived, we were thinking, okay, we have to have a plan B because it might be full. And luckily we did find a spot. It's not right on the river, but it's actually across the road from the river.
Really the only spot that's not riverside.
Yeah.
But it's still nice. You get a nice view over the river. You're a little closer to the road, which is a bit of a problem, but if you've seen our previous video when we were here, it's I think it was titled "You Must Like Trains to Camp Here," because you've got railway tracks on both sides of the canyon, and then the road. But it's just gorgeous when the trains aren't going by.
Yeah. And actually, apart from this site, there were a couple of double sites still available when we arrived, so that was good.
that was probably our plan B. If we weren't able to get a single site, then we would simply have taken up at least one part of a double site. I hastily cooked dinner because it's sort of starting to rain, but kind of nice view.
Yeah, lucky to get the spot. How you doing, little bug? Kiss the camera? Ooh, kiss the camera. Finch did very well this trip. He didn't get sick, he didn't get too nervous. He's getting used to the van, aren't ya? Yes, you are. Now he's cleaning. He's a happy camper. Just had his dinner.
I ran right down there. A gorgeous morning. It's about 16 degrees. Probably get up to about 30 here today, which is relatively cool for this area. I'm gonna see if I can get up to that little bump. Not very far ahead of me. Sort of an animal trail going down this way, which looks like an easier way out than the way I came up, so I'm going to follow it. The last time we were here, you could walk all along there. I clambered up that rock, and there's a number of boulders out here, so you can see the water's a lot higher. Finch enjoying a morning view. Ooh, nose boot.
Going to leave here because we're right out in the open in the sun, and it's going to be a little bit too hot for Finch, I think, to stay in the van for too long. Yesterday it went up to about 27 degrees.
Yeah, very pleasant.
And it'll probably be the same or even warmer today. So.
Yeah, and this is a nice little park, but unless you're right on the river or maybe want to fish or something, there's not a lot to do. I was up this morning and wandered up the hillside. It was beautiful, and down by the river, which is quite high. You know, the one negative thing, in addition to the river being quite high, is that I guess when the water levels came up at some point, it's obviously picked up a lot of garbage. So there's styrofoam and a lot of logs and stuff floating that are getting caught along the shore, which is unfortunate. So hopefully that won't cause any problems over the long term.
And the other thing we wanted to note too as we were driving in is, of course, one of our favorite campgrounds, Ski Hiss Provincial Park, is still closed. We're kind of wondering if the washrooms and the sanitation station would be open, but they're not. The gate's closed right at the highway, so unfortunately it's going to be closed for a while. And when we were driving by, we did see that the fire really damaged that area.
Yeah, this whole area last year, you may recall, had serious forest fires. I mean, most of the ridges, and even where I was up today, there was a little bit of scarring on the trees from some of the fire, but Ski Hiss looks like the whole park was part of the forest fire, so it will likely take a long time before they open that up again. So we're reasonably happy with the spot we've got today at Tumqua. There are quite a few spots left open, which is great. This is all first come, first serve, and it's kind of off the beaten track. We got a bunch of probably a bit swampy land, might be some bugs behind us, but we also get kind of a nice view. We actually could have got some of the waterfront sites, but I think it's kind of buggy. It's cooler here. Finch was just saying, well, actually Mickey was saying, it's nice and quiet here. No loud roads or trains going by.
So Finch is very eager to get outside.
Some birds. It's my boat over there, Finch. You want to come for a ride later? We have a cat life jacket.
Nice refreshing white. Blasted Church Wax Wash Auto. It's a BC wine. So I must say this campsite and this campground is a lot more peaceful than Gold Pan. Gold Pan is beautiful, very dramatic, but this campground is nice because you don't hear the road, you just hear the birds. We do have the fan on in the van. We have to keep that on for Finch. It is getting a little warm in there, so we just have to monitor the temperature. But otherwise, we're just having a pretty relaxing afternoon. I'm having my glass of wine and some nuts, and basically just relaxing. We might go for a walk later in the evening when it's cooled down a little bit, but it's pretty hot right now. So Gordon's just turned on the air conditioning for just a few minutes, just to cool down the inside of the van. You can hear it, but it's actually not super loud outside. Just want to make Finch a little bit more comfortable. Tonquois Provincial Park has 3 different campgrounds. One is the one here at Tonquois Lake, where we're at, and the other one is Layton and Layton North. So the North campground allows ATVs, all-terrain vehicles. So, but right now it looks like they are prohibited. I'm not sure exactly why. But there's a couple of trails here for a walk/hike. And one of them we've done before a few years ago is the Bluff Trail. You just go around that way and you just go to the bump, and that's a nice hike. It's only about 1.2 kilometers, so not very far. And there's another hike. It's about 4.3 kilometers. It's a circuit and it goes around Layton Lake. And we haven't done that one before, and if we do get a chance to do that on this visit, we will.
The breeze from behind the van blowing right through, which is kind of nice. Just cools it down nicely.
I got a risotto mix from the farmer's market, the vegan one. And so I'm just gonna throw in some mushrooms and onions and some protein once that's done. And it's a nice simple meal. And look at my view. How amazing is that?
This looks really tasty. I've got some canned salmon and then a vegetarian risotto. Mickey has a vegetarian risotto with, looks like wieners in it.
Yeah, I know, I just random, but I needed to add some protein. So.
vegan wieners, I might add. Anyway, looks great.
Bon appetit!
Good morning, everyone. Just a little after 6 in the morning, which for those of you that watch our video know that's late for me. I'm about to go for a paddle. I think I'm going to paddle on Leighton Lake, which is just in front of me. Behind me is Tunkwa. Last time we were here we paddled that, and it's a beautiful lake, but I just want to try the other one as well. Not as big a lake, but still very, very pretty. The grasslands around here are amazing. Over here, all through here, just beautiful. There's another little lake just on the other side of that called Bluff Lake. Just gorgeous here. I'm going to head down to the water and go for a paddle. Got cool here last night, down to about probably around 9 degrees. Tunkwa's actually at about just a shade under 4,000 feet in elevation. So that's why it was cooler yesterday during the day. It only got up to about 22 and then cooled down last night, but it's just beautiful. We really like it here. It's so quiet. I'm sure Mickey will say that if she hasn't already. Just simply the bird noises, and that's pretty much it. We didn't practice that. That was just the ducks giving their say too. Alright, time to get down for a paddle. The adventurous person would scoot down here, but I'm going to go back over there and go where the creek comes in. Just a lot easier. Flowers here are really nice in the grasslands as well. Really pretty. Purples and yellows in most places. I doubt you could see it with this camera, but several fish, large fish, have been jumping out of the water, which is why this lake and Tunkwa are so popular with people who like to fish. A few ducks out here. I only see one person in a small boat. An airplane to disturb the quiet, but otherwise just beautiful out here. You can see when you're driving in that there was last summer's forest fires impacted part of this park, but a lot of it seems fine. But certainly some sections were hit. All the trees through here are dead. Most of it seems okay. So I'm at the end of the lake. You can see the RV camping area there, a little bit there. There's one or two cabins on this lake and on the other lake. I guess they were here before it became park. The majority of the lake is left undeveloped. And just a few minutes ago, as I was paddling over here, a fish jumped out of the water, probably 2 feet in the air. I thought it was going to land in my boat. Unfortunately, I didn't have the camera going. I'm paddling slowly in hopes of seeing some more fish jump. There's literally a half a dozen on my left 30 seconds ago. All out of the water by a few feet. Oh, one directly ahead of me, but I don't think the camera will have picked it up.
It's a glorious morning. Finch was just starting to get up as well as me. Gordon's gone for a nice paddle, morning paddle. I guess he must have left about an hour ago. Finch, what you looking at? Are you looking at the birds? Good morning, kiss. Actually, Finch is watching Gordon. He just got back from his paddle.
Much more of the park has had a fire impact. Certainly when I went for a paddle this morning, it just didn't seem to be quite so much, but there's this whole area, and then on the other side of the lake, it'll regrow, but it'll take several years. Grass comes up quickly though, I think.
We're just heading back to the campground after a short walk, morning walks. It's so nice and peaceful here.
just between the two lakes and walked into the forest.
So we really enjoyed our stay, my goodness. Really nice, quiet.
Very relaxing. We've really found it. It's just so peaceful here.
Yeah.
And the campsites, there's so many great choices. And you know, this is a long weekend and we still found spots easily, so it's great. Two good spots. You know, Gold Pan was nice, but it was because of the trains and the road, it's loud, but you get to look at the river. Here it was just so relaxing. It's just so nice.
Yeah, the advantage is you're way off the road, so you don't hear any road noise. And you can really pick and choose, because there's some areas where you can have a large group of people with lots of RVs, or you can find spots that are a little bit quieter.
Yeah, and reasonably isolated.
Yeah, it wasn't noisy at all last night. We thought we'd have people partying last night, but it was nice and quiet.
No.
Yeah.
It's just, the only thing that was loud is some of the birds.
Yes. And Finch seemed to like it as well.
Yeah. So this campground, you know, we highly recommend it. You can't make reservations for this, which for us is a very positive thing. So.
Yeah, so I think overall it was because we came to the places we knew that don't take reservations, that we actually lucked out on the spots. But that's not to say that there might be places that take reservations that have spots, because sometimes people cancel last minute and they might have a spot available for 1 or 2 nights. So you really have to try and see what happens. But yeah, we would call this trip a success.
So we're going to head back, pack up, and head home.
Creek rest stop on our way home and got some food for lunch. These samosas from Britton Creek.
World famous. Worth the trip by themselves.
Taking a little break. Oh, you seem to be doing well. Big yawn. Did you have a sleep? Good boy. You're doing so much better now. Becoming a traveling cat. A road warrior.
We actually had a great time for kind of an impromptu trip, but we really, I think, enjoyed Tangkwa. So nice, and the park operators there are amazing. You know, big shout out to them. They keep everything clean. I think I was watching them. Somebody leave 15 minutes later, they rake their sites. Yeah, just they do an amazing job.
Yeah. So we hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.